and welcome to another video. So today I will be working on a plan with me for the week of March the 23rd through the 29th. What you see here is how my spread turned out from last week, and I'm just moving my bookmark thingy. I actually haven't used it as a true social media planner thing. I've really just been using that insert as a bookmark, but whatever. This is the kit that I'm using this week. Most of the things are still on here, but I did use it to set up my memory planner, so the full boxes aren't on here, I believe. It was a springtime kit, Hello Spring, from the Planner Shack, a printable Etsy shop, and it was okay. I think by the time I finished my spread in my A5 plum paper planner, it looks more like a summer kit than a spring kit. But it's still pretty cute, and honestly, I didn't use it a ton this week because every single day I was just like go, go, go. And it was a pretty wild week because this is the first week that I was back at work. Technically, I was working from home and I wasn't really sure when I set this up how the week was going to turn out, but it ended up being really busy because I was in digital faculty meetings on Zoom for much of the day and then also had to learn various new platforms for digital learning, and then I had to set up various materials for digital learning, and it was a lot because I didn't have a ton of time during the day because of faculty meetings, and then I didn't know what things were going to look like, and we had a weird combination of freedom and not freedom in that we had a very strict kind of schedule we were asked to follow as far as class types were concerned. So I had to figure out how to take what I usually do and rearrange it and incorporate it into this new format they were asking me to do. And it was pretty weird. It was quite hard. And by the end of this week, I was exhausted. But this is before all of that happens, so we can see what my plans are going to look like here, and I'm going to enter the time lapse. And for this time lapse, I've made it slightly slower than I usually do. Usually I'm at like 3 times speed, but I decided to try 2.5 times speed because I find that when I speed up too much, my computer lags, and then the preview screen that I am shown does not match where I'm speaking in the timeline at the bottom of my editing software. And so I'm going to try a slightly lower speed and see if I can get some more accurate results, but we'll see. I've laid down all the date covers and I'm putting in the dates. And then we are going to glitter headers. This kit actually has a very fine glitter and it was interesting. It was like a weird texture, I feel. Most of the glitter I use is like a little chunkier. And so this glitter was a little more staticky. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's definitely different. I'm still using the same general layout as I have been the last week. This is taken and inspired by the Lights Planner Action insert that looks a lot like this. And I just sketched it in here and adapted it to my daily planner. On Monday, I'm marking that at 8 p.m. I was scheduled to attend a webinar on science curriculum materials, but then it got canceled. So that was kind of a bummer because I was excited to attend it, but it got canceled. And then I had nothing else planned for Monday, so I just put this full box heart checklist down. Monday was my last day of spring break. Tuesday is when work started. So I'm putting down this work label to mark that the first thing I have is a 9 a.m. faculty meeting on Zoom. They told us to plan to have one of those every single day for the rest of the week. So I'm putting down my work labels to mark that. And it was a nice intro to work because the typical school day used to start at 8 a.m. But when we were just doing faculty development days, we get to sleep in a little, and the day usually starts at 9 a.m. So I enjoy that. And while I was talking, I marked that Monday I wanted my plan with me to go up, and then I'm finishing the work labels on the other half of the week. And now I'm checking my monthly view to make sure that I know what's coming up and what I want to put in. There's not that much going on, to be honest. but I knew that I had a couple of bills coming out on Monday. The renewal of my Plum Paper subscription and then my cell phone bill gets withdrawn on Mondays. On Tuesday, I'm marking that Spotify and Book of the Month get charged then, and then I use this little things header and a 3-heart checklist flag to just hold some space for other things that are going to happen or things that I might need to do as they come up. And then Wednesday, I'm starting off with this full box checklist. And then adding a little things header. I would have put a to-do header, but for this kit, the to-do headers were all teal, and I felt like there was way too much teal already happening on this spread. Now we are on the other half of the week. I'm laying down a piece of washi tape and then a Will Do sticker to mark that my boyfriend's website renews on the 26th. And then I think I had to go do something because I had to stop the video for a bit and then come back. So I'm going to finish up Thursday with a bow header divider thingy and then a little flag checklist. And I thought that looked pretty cute. In this section, really the only thing I did for these weekly section was mark what my lunch was going to be, and then 1 or 2 to-dos that I decided the day before I needed to do, really is how this week ended up looking. Friday, I'm putting down my full heart checklist and another little things header. Saturday, I'm marking plan because that's when I usually plan for the next week. Because I was so tired this week, I actually ended up doing that on Friday, but I wanted to use some of the fun script and like decorative stickers that the kit had, so I also marked Sunday as a laundry day because that is when my new cleaning schedule says that I should be doing laundry. And I'm trying to follow that as much as I can, but this first week at work has been really hard to do that because it's been so exhausting. I am sitting at a computer for many hours a day setting up digital content and in Zoom staff meetings, and it has been really hard for me to remember that to stand up. Like by Friday afternoon, I was so tired of sitting. It hurt to sit down because my whole body was so sore from all the sitting that I'd done this week. So going into next week, I'm going to have to be more conscious of that and actually remind myself to stand up and walk around because it's really easy to forget, and I was not expecting it to be that easy to forget. I didn't feel it as much when I didn't do it. I finished up my weekend with some full box checklists, and now I'm working on this other little section to mark a next week section as well as a habit tracker section. And I ultimately put some washi tape down on the bottom. I think I'm trying to pick which one. And I have this white with holographic bows washi tape. This is a couple of years old by now, I think. But I like it. I don't use holographic foil very often, and I think that's why this ended up really looking like a summer spread, is that hollow foil. The habits I decided to track this week included reading, shower, and changing because sometimes it's like, wow, I'm not going anywhere, and it's easy to forget to not do both of those things, and then I start feeling yucky. So I wanted to track that as well as lesson planning, and then I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with the 4th habit tracker. I ultimately decided to track subtitles down there, but I shouldn't have because I didn't do any subtitle work this week. I didn't have time. So I didn't use that last habit tracker. Filling in some space with a bit of washi tape. And then we jumped ahead because my preview was lying to me. But I put washi tape up at the top as well. And then I moved into this other little box, which I use mainly to hold to-dos for the week. I'm filling in some random script stickers that I thought would look cute from the kit midweek on Wednesday, which I think I did, or maybe I forgot. I don't remember. And then this But First coffee sticker for Monday, and then a to-do sticker. My sleeping schedule got really messed up over the break, and so these first couple of days back, I tried to force myself to go to sleep earlier, but I just wasn't tired, and so my body treated that like a nap. I woke up like 4 hours later at like 3 a.m., and it was a wild time. But by the end of the week, my schedule was more or less back to semi-reasonable waking hours, which was nice. Being up at 3 a.m. did make it really easy to be at my grocery store super, super early to make sure that I was able to pick up things like garlic and toilet paper that for like whatever reason are really short in stock, and the grocery store is never quite sure when they're going to get new stock. So I spent both Tuesday and Wednesday morning up at like 7 a.m. out the door trying to find these groceries. So that was interesting because I'm never up that early. I'm putting down this weekly checklist to keep track of my cleaning schedule, which I didn't refer to at all. I refer to my cleaning schedule in an Excel spreadsheet that I printed and have put up on my wall. And so I don't think I'm going to continue to include it in my weekly plans. And I put down a couple of flag checklists and then some like ombre heart checklists at the bottom. I use the flag checklists for to-dos, and then at the bottom I started to keep a running list of books that I want to buy soon because they're on the top of my head and I don't want to lose track of them, because the next time I'm ready to like read a book or buy a new book, I really want to make sure that these are the first ones I pick up. So I kept track of that there this week, and then I moved them to my reading planner, which seems like a better place for them. And yeah, so we're basically done with this week. Not much to do, not much to plan. I'm staying at home and I'm just trying to adapt to learn some new software. So I hope you liked what you have seen. Please be sure to like, comment, and or subscribe so that I know. And this last chunk of the video, I'm just writing down a few things, but I think my narration is basically done. So I'll see you next time. Bye.